silver teaspoon rests beside my tea. A tiny dent where Arthur bit the edge. 60 winters have folded up the street, leaving frost upon our wooden ledge. I count the crumbs from yesterday's dry bread. The radio speaks in voices from the dead. A neighbor sweeps his porch at 4:30, while I keep looking at the hallway door. The afternoon is sinking in the chair. I trace the floral pattern on the rug. A quiet room with nothing much to share, except the memory of a heavy mug. I count the crumbs from yesterday's dry bread. The radio speaks in voices from the dead. A neighbor sweeps his porch at 4:30, while I keep looking at the hallway door. Time does not run away like falling rain. It settles down like dust upon the pane. A heavy coat left hanging in the hall, waiting for a shadow on the wall. The teaspoon stays right where it always lay. Another quiet piece of yesterday. The brass bell on the corner laundry door still rings the way it did back in '54. I walked past the brick wall where we carved our names and wondered if the wind still plays our games. Old pavement cracks under my worn leather shoes. We traded pennies for a bowl of plum stew. Your bicycle fender rattled down the hill. That rusty metallic song is living still. You wore that woolen cap through the autumn chill, while we watched the coal train crest the distant hill. I found a postcard tucked inside a book today, with every single word you forgot to say. Old pavement cracks under my worn leather shoes. We traded pennies for a bowl of plum stew. Your bicycle fender rattled down the hill. That rusty metallic song is living still. Remember sharing that one umbrella in the pouring rain. We laughed until our ribs began to ache with pain. Time moves slower now upon this wooden porch. I keep your memory lit like like a steady torch. The milk bottles clink on the stone step outside. I tip my hat to the ghosts we used to hide. I smell a damp cedar and old library paste drifts out from a trunk that was left in the haste of moving away from the corner brick store, where Arthur still sweeps up the dust by the door. He straightens his spectacles under the lamp, while fog on the window grows heavy and damp. A ledger of names that he used to know well is sealed by the paper and bound in the smell. He touches the margin where fountain pen bled, beside a small note about roses in red that Clara had planted the year of the frost, when no single blossom was counted as lost. He straightens his spectacles under the lamp, while fog on the window grows heavy and damp. A ledger of names that he used to know well is sealed by the paper and bound in the smell. The grandfather clock in the hallway strikes 2 and counts out the hours he cannot undo. He turns down the wick on the flickering flame and whispers aloud to the empty room's frame. The cedar box closes with one steady click, as shadows grow long where the floorboards are thick, and quiet descends on the rest of the night, long after the street lamps have given their light. A sudden clatter of a dropped brass key split the quiet room wide open now. Dust motes dancing slow in slant-wise light, reminding me of then somehow. Old photographs curl softly at the edge, where we leaned against the painted dock. A 50-cent postcard bought in June, and the ticking of the kitchen clock. Heavy woolen coat left on the chair, smelling faintly of dried autumn pine. Footsteps echoing on gravel paths that once upon softly at the edge, where we leaned against the painted dock. A 50-cent postcard bought in June, and the ticking of the kitchen clock. Celluloid frames project upon the wall, shadows moving past the grocery store. Nothing is missing from the street outside, except the sound of your front door. The needle slides across the quiet groove, fading out before the final chord. A cup of chicory grown lukewarm now, and everything that time restored. Which button fell off the gray coat in '62 while running past the baker's shop in the snow? I checked the pocket twice when I got home, only a folded train ticket left behind. Street smelled of roasted chestnuts and wet brick. We traded pennies for a warm paper bag. My boots left deep holes in the frozen park. Time moved slow like honey from a heavy tin. I wonder if the copper kettle still boils inside that little kitchen on 10th Avenue, where we used to argue about radio plays before the landlord painted the hallway green. Street smelled of roasted chestnuts and wet brick. We traded pennies for a warm paper bag. My boots left deep holes in the frozen park. Time moves slow like honey from a heavy tin. Shadows stretch long across the wooden floorboard. Dust motes dance inside a slant of yellow light. I still keep an empty jam jar by the window, waiting for a knock that never comes today. Just a button missing from a winter coat, and the clock ticking loud in the empty hall. Night settles down without a single word, while the street lamp flickers in the autumn chill. The weight of the chair holds the shape of a year I forgot how to spend. A worn velvet cushion that dips where the elbows would bend. You sat by the window and watched for a bus in the rain, unaware of the distance and quiet behind every pane. Your letters are folded and tucked in a box of pine, written in ink that has faded past any clear line. You worried so much about getting the answers right then. If only I could mail a postcard back down through the pen. Do not rush the autumn leaves down to the ground. The answers you search for are already safe and unbound. That frantic young heartbeat slows down to a steady brass tune. You will learn how to rest in the light of a different moon. We carried such heavy briefcases filled with pure dread. Now look at the quiet reward of the path that we tread. Blow out the candle, the room is quite warm enough now. I tip my old hat to your furrowed and diligent brow. Da-dun-da-da-dun-dun. The amber glow of the corner lamp spills across the damp cement, painting shoes in shades of yesterday. A stranger sits where the shadows bent, stirring sugar in a paper cup, watching slow traffic drift away. I nod and take the empty seat beside the gray wire trash bin, where the autumn chill begins to bite. He clears his throat and speaks of tin roofs leaking through the month of June, tracing circles in the fading light. We trade our weather stories to the street, to fading strangers sharing quiet heat. He lost a garden and I lost a name, yet both our autumns burn the exact same. He wears a button from a railway coat I haven't seen since 1974, and suddenly the decades float right through the open diner door. We never ask each other where we're bound or why we stop beneath the signal sign. We simply share the quiet sound of time slipping down the rusty line. We trade our weather stories to the street, to fading strangers sharing quiet heat. He lost a garden and I lost a name, yet both our autumns burn the exact same. He stands and leaves his paper cup behind. I turn my collar to the evening wind and walk the final blocks alone. You said the porch light drew the moths again, and watched the neighbor paint his railing green. I found a button in the couch's fold ticket stub from 1983. The kettle clicks before it starts to boil. The maple leaves collect upon the soil. A worn eraser smells of rubber dust. The hinges of the pantry speak in rust. A pigeon lingered on the chimney tile, and postage stamps have grown in price again. The flour tin is running rather low. I folded up the map we used back then. Small details linger when the voice grows still. The slant of shadows on the windowsill. The way a page stays open on the knee before the evening turns its eyes to see. The hallway clock advances by degrees. A sudden breeze is shaking maple trees. That scratchy tweed you wore in '58 still hangs inside the back hall by the gate. I brushed my sleeve against the pocket seam and slipped right backward down a sudden stream. A copper dime dropped straight into the slot. The counter rattled loud and piping hot. Your leather shoes were scuffed along the toe. We missed the tram and walked 3 miles through snow. The parlor clock keeps ticking on the wall, while shadows stretch across the empty hall. I trace the pattern where the threads unwind and leave the heavy present far behind. A copper dime dropped straight into the slot. The counter rattled loud and piping hot. Your leather shoes were scuffed along the toe. We missed the tram and walked 3 miles through snow. Time does not hurry when a fabric speaks. It holds the laughter from the winter weeks. Just ruffled wool against a wrinkled hand. The warmest place in all this quiet land. Six on the kitchen dial. When the kettle clears its throat, I Picture us trading stories in a heavy woolen coat, 30 years down the road on a porch in Tennessee. You will point at a cloud shaped like a falling key. We will sit on wicker chairs and watch the traffic crawl, reading letters we forgot inside the hallway wall. Nobody else remembers how the corner bakery smelled, or the heavy silver ring your grandfather had held. 12 on the bedroom clock while the autumn wind goes by. I imagine your silver hair against a copper sky. We will laugh at the shoes we wore in 1994, counting footsteps on the rug beside the pantry door. We will sit on wicker chairs and watch the traffic crawl, reading letters we forgot inside the hallway wall. Nobody else remembers how the corner bakery smelled, or the heavy silver ring your grandfather had held. Time moves slow when you have nothing left to prove. Every quiet afternoon, a silent, gentle groove. 3 da 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 3 da 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 3 da 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 Three on the mantel clock and the tea is pouring clear. I can almost touch the future waiting for us here. A chipped porcelain rabbit sits by the pen, waiting for ink that won't flow here again. I polish its ear with the sleeve of my cardigan, listening close to the silence it's guarding. Old wallpaper fades where the calendar stayed. Every forgotten debt that we never paid. A ticking clock counts down what we used to own, and leaves me sitting with furniture all alone. The floorboards remember the pace of your shoes, walking the rhythm of midwinter news. I fold up the paper and set it aside, nowhere left for a quiet regret to hide. Old wallpaper fades where the calendar stayed. Every forgotten debt that we never paid. Oh, a ticking clock counts down what we used to own, and leaves me sitting with furniture all alone. Seasons turn slowly behind frosted panes, washing away all the sorrowful stains. The rabbit stays quiet upon the dark wood, staying right where it all childhood. A distant trolley rattles on the rail, while copper pots are clattering in the lane. We walk these blocks without a coat to fail, and laughed away the freezing autumn rain. Old corner benches where our heavy coat, while rusted weather vanes point south today. I read the folded letters that you wrote before the paper started turning gray. The butcher sweeps his sawdust to the street beside the faded awning of the door. I keep a steady tempo with my feet and count the floorboards on the grocery store. Old corner benches wear our heavy coat, while rusted weather vanes point south today. I read the folded letters that you wrote before the paper started turning gray. The afternoon dissolves in orange smoke. We used to share a nickel peppermint. You wore that silver button on your cloak and left behind a lasting winter scent. The trolley wheels are fading down the block. I turn the corner slowly on my own. It's nearly 4 o'clock upon the dock, and time to walk the quiet pathway home. A scent of burnt sugar drifts through the screen, where August is fading and fields turn to green. He walks down the gravel with hat pulled up tight and turns up the collar against the chill light. Old Arthur collects every pebble he finds to drop in the pockets he long ago lined. He pauses to measure the turn of the vein while whistling a measure to counter the strain. A photograph slides from a library book of 2 people standing and sharing a look. The spectacles slip as he reads the old date and wonders how fast they arrived at this gate. The piano remains with the lid firmly shut, a brass band recording cut deep in the rut. He sits in the kitchen and listens to clocks untying the knots in his favorite socks. The oven cools down and the daylight gives way to memories carried from far yesterday. drops heavy in the quiet room, like a copper coin falling through the dark. The radiator hums a steady tune, igniting an old and sudden spark. Old ticket stubs clutter the bottom drawer, while street lamps flicker on the wet pavement. We walked this avenue 1,000 times before. Now shadows stretch across the empty cement. Time leaves its footprints in the hardwood floor. The mantel clock ticks with a heavy chest, counting the moments that refuse to fade. A black and white photograph needs no rest, captured in the shade where we laughed and played. Seasons turn like pages in a worn-out book, holding the warmth of a long-ago May. I trace the past with just a fleeting look before the evening gray takes it all away. The room settles back into the quiet night, with one lone nickel left upon the sill. Why did the conductor punch 2 holes right where the leather was wearing thin? Seats were warm with coal stove heat, frost was thick on the glass within. I paid the fare with a shaking hand, watching the tall brick chimney stand. Woolen fingers lost in the crowd, heavy engine chugging aloud. Nobody noticed the empty space left behind in that moving place. Paper ticket curled in my pocket tight. Streets were turning a shade of blue. Shop signs flickered one by one, wondering if the schedule knew. Time rolls on like iron wheels, weighing out how a memory feels. Woolen fingers lost in the crowd, heavy engine chugging aloud. Nobody noticed the empty space left behind in that moving place. Just a pair of gray mittens gone, while the city lights travel on. The weight of the chair holds the shape of an hour spent counting the rain on the windowsill. You worry too much about losing your power, while standing so brave on the top of the hill. Pack up the letters you never would mail, Sail past the harbor where small boats can hide. Time is a current that runs without fail. Ride on the water and trust in the tide. I found that old coat in the back of the cedar. The buttons are loose and the wool has grown thin. You wanted the world to be quicker and neater, not knowing how gently the years let you in. Pack up the letters you never would mail. Sail past the harbor where small boats can hide. Time is a current that runs without fail. Ride on the water and trust in the tide. Rest your tired shoulders, the journey is quiet. The storm that you fought has grown weary and still. I am the keeper of stories you started. Peace to the dreamer who carried the chill. The amber glow of the Edison bulb falls long across your sleeve. You look at the passing streetcars just the way my brother leaves. I have not heard that tune in 40 years, yet here it plays from somewhere behind the velvet curtains of our yesterday. Old timer, pass the matchbox down this way. Tell me if the docks still smell of dried bouquet. My memory blurs the street names in the rain, while piano keys remind me of the 5-cent train. You tilt your fedora back and ask if the park still holds the snow. I tell you the elms were cut down back when we were too slow. We sit on the wooden bench and watch the pigeons dive. Two strangers trading ghosts to keep the afternoon alive. Old timer, pass the matchbox down this way. Tell me if the docks still smell of dried bouquet. My memory blurs the street names in the rain, while piano keys remind me of the 5-cent train. And the clarinet sighs through the tavern door, reminding us both of the steps on the floor where we danced till our shoes wore thin. The conductor calls out the final stop for the night. We tip our hats in the fading amber light and walk our separate ways. You said yesterday the street lost its teeth when the old cobbler packed up his dark leather box. Now the sidewalk is smooth as a polished white plate, and the pigeons have nowhere to hide. A loose garden hinge clicks 3 times in the wind, like a pocket watch winding too fast. Your copper-rimmed glasses lie flat on the desk beside half a crossword in blue. While copper kettles hum a low tune on the grate, while dust motes settle quietly upon the gate. The winter coat hangs heavy in the narrow hall, where shadows stretch and slowly grow so tall. Time does not gallop, it sits on the porch, counting the cracks in the gray mortar stones, waiting for someone to ask for the key to a room that was empty before. The milk bottles rattle outside in the cold, while twilight folds neatly into That rough flannel sleeve brushes against my wrist, like an old photograph brought back in the mist. A faint smell of cedar and dry autumn air, and the sound of your footsteps upon the back stair. The upright piano starts playing alone in rooms where the wallpaper used to be brown. We walk down the avenue past the bakery door, while copper coins jingled inside of your coat. The yellow tram slowed as it turned the far corner, and time simply rested right there in your throat. A ticket stub tucked in the spine of a book returns me right back to that particular look. The shadow you cast by the corner street lamp before the November air turned heavy and damp. Seasons turn slowly like pages in grease paint and ink. We remember much more than we sometimes intend. We walk down the avenue past the bakery door, while copper coins jingled inside of your coat. The yellow tram slowed as it turned the far corner, and time simply rested right there in your throat. The room grows quite silent. The record slows down. The dust motes are dancing all over the town. The hour on the wall. We are sitting where the afternoon is tall. I will pour the tepid water from the pot, while you argue if the tea is cold or hot. That is what we will be doing by and by, gray has settled softly in our eyes. We will count the passing cars on Elm Street, eating peppermint we bought down the block, watching shadows stretch their lazy cold feet, waiting for the chiming of the grand clock. Your gray sweater will have patches at the wrist from the winter mornings that we always missed. I will find the silver teaspoon in the drawer, drop it softly on the scuffed linoleum floor. That is how the quiet evening will arrive, proving 60 years of staying glad alive. We will count the passing cars on Elm Street, eating peppermint we bought down the block, watching shadows stretch their lazy cold feet, waiting for the chiming of the grand clock. No one tells us how to spend the fading light. We just turn the radio down for the night. 14 minutes past the hour once again, and the simple story ending where it began.